If you're over 50 and your shoulder still hurts despite stretching and strengthening or physical therapy, there's a good chance it's not because you're doing too little. It's because you're doing the wrong things for an aging shoulder. And some of the most commonly prescribed exercises after 50 quietly keep irritating the joint instead of helping it heal. Today I'm going to explain why this happens and which shoulder exercises are likely to keep people stuck. Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Orca, orthopedic surgeon, and for decades I've worked with people who were doing everything they were told: exercises, therapy, home program, yet their shoulder pain just wouldn't settle. What I saw over and over again wasn't laziness or weakness. It was good people following advice that simply wasn't designed for shoulders over the age of 50. A lot of people over 50 aren't stuck because they aren't trying hard enough, and it's not because they're weak, and it's not because they're inconsistent. Very often, they're stuck because they're doing the exact exercises they were told would fix their shoulder. And now those exercises quietly keep irritating the joint week after week. If your shoulder pain hasn't changed despite stretching and strengthening or physical therapy, this may be why. This isn't blaming exercises. Movements matter, strength matters, but shoulders change as we age, and the advice people receive rarely changes with them. Most people I see aren't inactive. They're trying, they're stretching every morning, they do their band work, they repeat the same rehab routines they were given months, sometimes years ago, and instead of relief, the shoulder feels more sensitive and more unpredictable, harder to trust. That's incredibly frustrating, especially when you're doing what you're told was right. The system often tells people that pain means weakness or lack of effort, that if they pushed a little harder, things would turn around. But aging joints don't respond well to that mindset. The system failed you, not the other way around. But before we go deeper, there's a free shoulder pain checklist. So check out the checklist. It can help you a lot. It helps sort out whether your shoulder is actually tolerating what you're doing or quietly accumulating irritation over time. That distinction matters far more than people realize. One of the biggest categories of exercise that can cause trouble after 50 is end range loading. These are the moments where the shoulder is pushed toward the very edge of its available motion while under load, like behind the neck presses, deep upright rows, aggressive overhead lifting. In these shoulders that already feel tight or stiff or irritated, these exercises aren't inherently bad. They're just demanding. They just force the shoulder in positions where it doesn't like to be. And when a shoulder already has tendon wear, reduced joint space, capsular stiffness, or early arthritis, these movements repeatedly stress the same vulnerable tissue. Instead of building resilience, they can provoke irritation when the shoulder isn't able to recover from them. Here's where people get tripped up. There's a common belief that if you can perform an exercise, it must be good for you. But tolerating an exercise is not the same as recovering from it. Recovery over the next 24 to 48 hours matters more than how the movement feels in the moment. A shoulder can get through a workout and still pay for it later that night, or the next morning, or the 2 days later. That delayed response is what people often miss when they connect pain only to what happens during the exercise, not what happens afterwards. And after 50, that delayed irritation is one of the most important signals your shoulder gives you. Another problem is repetition. Even a mildly irritated exercise done several times a week can compound stress faster than aging tissue is able to adapt and recover. That's how people end up stuck in cycles of flare-ups that never fully settle. They're not re-injuring the shoulder dramatically, they're just never letting it calm down. So before we go on, stay with me, because in a minute I'm going to explain why some of the safest looking rehab exercises can actually keep shoulders underloaded, which over time makes them feel weaker and more fragile, even though those exercises are supposed to help. If you've ever been told, just keep doing your bands and things haven't improved, that part is especially important. If you ever had an exercise that was supposed to help but never did, let me know in the comments below. The second major issue is endless corrective exercise. Bands, light weights, small controlled movements. So one of these guys, these exercises feel safe, so people keep doing them and doing them, sometimes for years. Early on, corrective exercise is useful. It restores awareness. It improves coordination. But when the shoulder never progresses beyond correction, it stays in protection mode. It never relearns confidence. It never relearns load tolerance. The joint becomes very good at avoiding stress, but not very good at handling it. That's when people start to feel fatigue. They're afraid to reach overhead, afraid to lift groceries, afraid to sleep the wrong way. Everything feels unpredictable. So correction without progression keeps the shoulder stuck. Progression doesn't mean reckless loading or pushing through pain. It means gradually asking the shoulder to tolerate more and seeing if it recovers. So we take one of these. This doesn't represent heavy lifting. It represents the idea of rebuilding trust and capacity, slowly, deliberately, within recovery limits. Another common issue is stretching through pain. There's a belief that discomfort during stretching means progress. That's actually not true. The pain equals tissue change, but a stretch that consistently reproduces your symptoms isn't breaking scar tissue. It's reinforcing irritation, especially when that pain lingers or worsens later. Pain is not proof of effectiveness, especially after 50. When a shoulder is already sensitive, pushing into pain teaches the nervous system to stay guarded. Instead of gaining motion, the joint becomes more defensive. People often say, but I feel looser afterwards. That temporary looseness doesn't mean the tissue improved. It often means the nervous system briefly backed off until it flares up again. So if this is helping you make sense of what's been keeping your shoulder stuck, consider subscribing to the channel. In a moment, I'll point to you one specific movement people ask about constantly and whether it actually helps or hurts. After 50, the most important question isn't, can I do this exercise? It's, does my shoulder recover from this exercise? Recovery is a signal that tells you whether something is appropriate for your shoulder. If your shoulder consistently settles within a day or two, that's useful information. If it consistently flares, tightens, or becomes more painful, that's information too. Progress comes from matching load to tissue tolerance, not forcing movement the joint can't recover from. This is why two people can do the same exact exercise and have completely different outcomes. It's not about exercise itself, it's about the shoulder doing it. One movement approach people ask about all the time is static hangs. Some people swear by them. Some other people, it creates a flare-up. Whether they help or hurt depends entirely on timing, your shoulder condition, and how they're used. Used too early or too aggressively, they can irritate an already sensitive joint. Used thoughtfully at the right stage, they may help restore tolerance. That's exactly what I explained in the video about shoulder hangs. Check it out, it's in the link below. Your shoulder isn't broken, it's just asking for a different conversation. Family, I hope this helped, and we'll see you next time.